Live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, AKTDH. I'm A.O. Xander.
On time, Golden Loon.
On time, Golden. Good, yeah. And you, of course, you're you. I'm just going to double check to make sure that we are, yes, we are indeed getting picked up by the microphone this time around.
Yeah, okay,
today is Thursday, aka Thursday, April 2nd, 2026. I almost said March. Like it's
no, you can't say March anymore.
No.
That's gone.
Yep, that's marched on out of here. The year 999. You know, there's so many jokes that goes on about that. You remember the that stupid commercial for the coin, like at .9999.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
4 nines. It's like, sweet Jesus, it's 4 nines. Oh God, I gotta buy it.
Give me an extra 9.
Yeah. Gerbert of Aurillac was elected as first French pope. All right. Yep. 1513, explorer Juan Ponce de Leon claimed Florida for Spain as the first known European to reach Florida, having spotted land on March. Spotted land. That's weird. Spotted land on March 27th. Spanish explorer Juan Ponce de Leon came ashore on what is now the U.S. state of Florida, landing somewhere between the modern city of St. Augustine and the mouth of the St. Johns River. So, if you wanted to know specifically where he landed, there it was. 1550, Jewish physician Joseph Hashoin was expelled from the city of Genoa, followed by the expulsion of all Jews soon afterwards. So they got rid of him first for some reason, and then everybody else. Once again, here we go. You know, like, why is this happening? Cornelius de Houtman's ships departed Holland for Asia via the Cape of Good Hope on the first Dutch expedition for the East Indies. Or to the East Indies. Indonesia.
That's a dangerous trek around there.
Yep. Robert de Viru in 1645 resigned as Parliament's supreme commander. He was the third Earl of Essex. He resigned as Parliament's supreme commander during the English Civil War. Well, that's not good.
English Civil War.
Yeah, the English actually, like, England had several civil wars.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like, I'm still learning about them as well. Like, there's this one guy, Bonnie Prince Charlie, the quote-unquote pretender to the English throne. He said that he was a rightful heir, and he actually led an entire, like, civil war up against, I think he got to Parliament, even. Not entirely sure. Don't know really know much about England's history to that extent.
No.
1725, J.S. Box's Cantina Blieb B. Uns den es will haben werden BWV 6 was first performed in Leipzig on Easter Monday. That's a weird title there. It sounded German or something. 1767, King Charles III of Spain gave orders to expel the Jesuits from the Spanish Empire. 1792, the Coinage Act was passed establishing the United States Mint and authoring a $10 eagle, $5 half eagle, and $2.50 quarter eagle gold coins, and the silver dollar, half dollar, quarter dime, and half dime. It's telling me to image search this, so I'm going to do just that. What is that? We're not there yet. Okay. That is the first photo of the sun, by the way, if you were interested in what that was. But yeah, right here. In spite of increased mining of silver in the West, Congress passed the Coinage Act, which made the gold the U.S. monetary standard and eliminated the silver dollar. It was nicknamed by farmers the crime of 73 because it caused deflation once the silver was removed. So, sounds like we're going on to a gold standard from there, despite having
deflation, though.
But that was farther later on. This is 1792. That was like 18-something, that image that I read. 1800, in Vienna, the first performance of Ludwig van Beethoven's First Symphony in C major. 1801, Napoleonic Wars. The British, led by Horatio Nelson, destroyed the Danish fleet in the naval battle of Copenhagen. And it says here, a British Royal Navy squadron defeated a hastily assembled, smaller, mostly volunteer Dano-Norwegian navy at high cost, forcing Denmark out of the Second League of Armed Neutrality. 1804, 40 merchantmen were wrecked when a convoy led by HMS Apollo ran aground off the coast of Portugal. What merchantmen? Is that like the name of a ship or something? Like,
no, I would think that was...
Or wait, if I read that correctly, yeah, merchantmen, they all were collectively wrecked. I read that as that was like the name of a style of ship something. No, okay, so that was the crew. Okay.
Yeah.
Just and new, different terminologies and everything.
Yeah.
1819, first successful agricultural journal, The American Farmer, first published. 1827, U.S. inventor Joseph Dixon of Salem, Massachusetts, began manufacturing lead pencils.
Hey.
Yeah, we spoke about
Why did he stick an eraser on there?
Yeah. Yeah. See, now you're as what's the word? Obsessed about that as I am. Like, when did they stick the eraser on the pencil? Like, we actually recently covered that.
Yes,
like,
we did.
Was that yesterday or the day before?
A few days back.
Yeah. But look at this. This is interesting. Hold on. Why did it do that? If you look at some of these, they're a double-ended.
Yeah.
Like, now this one's very weird. It looks like it has like a metal tip. How do you sharpen this?
It almost looks like
A pen.
a mechanical
Yeah. Oh yeah.
pencil,
That's weird.
but I doubt if it is.
Now look at this one with the flat back right here, where the eraser eventually would be.
Oh, up there? Yeah.
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 Interesting. 1845, H.L. Fizeau and Leon Foucault took the first photo of the sun. It's telling me image search this, but I do have an image right here already. And let's see here. For whatever reason, the internet has been acting really funky as of late, so I tried to get this image. This appears to be a better... There we go. So look at that. You can see the sunspots and everything, and these... looks like the streaks of the solar winds and all that stuff. That's a really cool photo of the sun right there. 1860, the first Italian parliament met at Turin. Okay. 1863, bread revolt in Richmond, Virginia during the American Civil War. The largest in a series of southern bread riots occurred in Richmond, Virginia. Because they were losing the war and everything. People need to eat and all that stuff. And then eventually things go violent. Like, I want that bread. 1864, skirmish at Spoonville, Antoine, Arkansas. Or Arkansas. Oh, what a name, Spoonville. That's why it's in here. So it's just... where do you live? Spoonville. Did we talk about Five Forks as well?
I don't recall that.
Like five something. The Battle of Five Forks, like it was yesterday, right? Remember when we were talking about during the Civil War, that guy abandoned here to go to Five Forks, and then that was a battle the next day.
I don't remember.
Huh. Anyway, 1865, Battle of Fort Blakely, Alabama, last major battle of the U.S. Civil War. We have the Battle of Petersburg, as well ended as the Army of Northern Virginia was forced to retreat under heavy fire from a general Union offensive. Forced the Army of Northern Virginia and the Confederate government to abandon Richmond, Virginia. And we have Confederate President Jefferson Davis fled Confederate capital of Richmond, Virginia during the U.S. Civil War. In 1866, this one's interesting, U.S. President Andrew Johnson ended Civil War in Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, Louisiana, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia.
How do you end it?
Well, I guess that's it was official. Like they signed the document, and now the Civil War is over. So, 1872, U.S. engineer George Brayton patented an internal combustion engine, the Brayton cycle. And I'm going to image search this really quick. What is that? Here we go.
That's way different. We talked about the combustion engine yesterday.
Yeah. Well, that's why there's a lot of weird discrepancies in history. There's several different things, and maybe it's like a specific type or something. I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot of things that's kind of confusing in history. This was designed the first continuous ignition combustion engines. The machine he invented introduced the process of continuous combustion, the Brayton cycle, which became the basis for development of gas turbines. So that's probably why. It probably added upon something. His machine made headlines in scientific journals of his time, but was superseded within a few years by Nicholas Otto's engine, a more efficient and quieter engine. Huh. All right then. What else do we got here? 1877, the first Easter egg roll was held on White House lawn. Now, do you know what that is?
Easter egg roll?
Yes.
What?
They actually roll Easter egg across the lawn.
Oh, I thought there was going to be something special to it.
No.
Yeah.
No, they for whatever reason, they roll an egg across the lawn. Why?
It's a race.
Isn't Easter weird? You have bunnies hiding eggs.
Yeah.
Now,
that has never made sense.
Now, first off, the whole reason that's in, as far as my knowledge, the whole Christianity thing, is because bunnies represent fertility and eggs represent a new birth, new life, and that's kind of like the whole thing behind Christianity. Like the egg is like new life, Jesus coming back or whatever, and Sunday, and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And fertility is, I guess, just the fertility of humanity and nature. I don't know, like. It has actual meaning in Christianity. It's not just, let's just add bunnies and eggs and then now let's roll the eggs across the White House lawn because this makes absolute sense. Anyway, 1877 as well, the first human cannonball act was performed by 14-year-old Rosa Matilda Richter, known as Zazzle, at the Royal Aquarium in London. And I'm not, that's her, yep. Zazzle, the first human cannonball. Now, I believe I have seen a human cannonball.
Yeah.
Like, way back in the day when I was a kid, when Grandma and Granddad, they took me to a circus once, and I believe I saw somebody get fired out of the cannon.
Very well, possibly could have been, yeah.
I could swear that, they had the cannon, it was on the back of, a fire truck looking thing or something. Like, they had it decorated as a fire truck, and it had a cannon for some reason. It was odd, but then... Yeah, they launched somebody out of it, if I remember. It's so long ago.
Yeah.
So, but I think they landed in a net. So yeah,
they would land in a net.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you did.
Yeah, I don't think anybody younger than me could say anything like that. Like I don't think they did that anymore. By the 90s or something. 1878, the first issue of Rotterdam's newspaper was published. So. Yeah, Rotterdam's newspaper, for whatever reason, is in quotations. 1888, Six Impressionists exhibition opened in Paris, organized by Edgar Degas and showing his famous Little Dancer in 14 years, the only sculpture shown in his lifetime, and here it is. So, yep. And it's telling me to image search this, so I'm going to image search that really quick, and we still have plenty of time, so we gotta keep moving, but I can show different angles, and this looks like a different thing though.
It does.
Because the dress, it looks actual fabric. Maybe it is. Maybe this is dirty or something. I don't know.
The stance looks different on different ones.
It's just the angle.
That's what I was looking at. Well, I was trying to figure out, is it the angle? Maybe
this is the angle.
Okay.
Like this looks like a little bit lower.
Yeah.
So, what else do we got here? 1883. No, we got 1884. London prison for debtors was closed. It's telling me.
Go to prison if you didn't pay your debt.
Okay. 1900, the first edition of the Volk published, The People. It was published in Amsterdam. So I guess that's like a newspaper or something. We also have the United States Congress passed the 4-Acre Act, giving Puerto Rico limited self-rule. 1902, Electric Theater, the first full-time movie theater in the United States, opened in Los Angeles, California.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, of course it did. I'm going to image search that really quick. We're not.
They have a picture of it.
They do. Just some of them, it just would not make the thumbnail, unfortunately.
Yeah, it doesn't mean much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a little dark. Yeah. But this is the inside. It says kinetoscope and everything. This is actually, I thought about using this, but it's just a little too dark.
Okay.
But this is interesting. Electric Theater in building formerly occupied by Christian Church. North Golden. Change of program. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Admission 10 cents. Wow. That's terrible. 1902 as well. Dmitry Sipyan, Minister of Interior of the Russian Empire, was assassinated by a terrorist in the Mary Palace, St. Petersburg. Yikes. 1905, Cairo Cape Town Railway opened. So the railway from Cape Town to Cairo. And that's actually pretty big. If you look at it, yeah. So that's very significant right there. 1911, the Australian Bureau of Statistics conducted the country's first national census. But what was the population? I'd like to know. You know what? I'm going to do a surface level scratch of the article really quick just to see if it'll tell me. So
should.
There you go. 1911 Australian census. 4,455,005 people. You know what? Whoops. Nope, did not mean to do that. I want this. I'm just going to add this link to that right there for future research and everything. 1912, the ill-fated RMS Titanic underwent sea trials under its own power. So testing to see if it actually can function and everything. 4 years later, 57 armed New Zealand police invaded the remote Ngai Tuho settlement of Maungapuatho in the Yesteryear ranges to arrest the Maori prophet Ruakanana. 1917, Jeanette Ranking, a Republican representative from Montana, began her term as the first woman member of the U.S. House of Representatives.
Okay.
Nice. About 3 years before they could vote. Because that was suffrage, right? 1920, 1921, I believe is when.
Somewhere around there, but I'm not sure.
1917.
That's a good point. So she won an election, but she couldn't vote.
Yeah. But now, as a member of the House of Representatives, would she be able to vote? Because don't they vote on things?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would she be able to vote in there?
Yeah, as long as she's a representative.
Yeah, but she's a woman.
Well, if she couldn't vote, they wouldn't allow her to run.
True.
I mean, why would you go there if you can't vote?
Well, no, I'm just trying to figure out, like, it makes no sense. Like first off, like, everybody should have the right to vote, number one. Number two, I'm just trying, it just boggles my mind how we get somebody in who can't vote, and then now they can because they're in this position, while everybody else, all other women, can't vote.
Well,
she's the only woman in the entire country who can vote. That's such a mindfuck.
She couldn't vote for an electorate.
Yeah, I know.
But she's voting for policy.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, if you can vote one way, you should be able. It's so weird, Anyway, 1917, U.S. President Woodrow Wilson asked Congress to declare war against Germany. Yep. 21, Albert Einstein lectured in New York City on his new theory of relativity. 21 as well, the autonomous government of Khorasan, a military government encompassing the modern state of Iran, was established. 1 century ago, in 1926, riots between Muslims and Hindus in Calcutta. That's not good there.
No.
1930, Rastafari Makonnen proclaimed Emperor Haile Selassie of Abyssinia, Ethiopia, known as Ethiopia today. So, known as Ethiopia today.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it was called at the time, was Abyssinia. 1931, 17-year-old girl Jackie Mitchell struck out New York Yankees stars Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig in an exhibition baseball game at Ingalls Stadium in Chattanooga, Tennessee. That's impressive.
Very.
Nice. 1932, Tarzan the Ape Man, here we go. Released starring Olympic swimmer Johnny Weissmuller, was in the first of his 12 Tarzan films.
Yeah. He was a big star.
Yep. 1932, Charles Lindbergh turned over $50,000 as ransom for his kidnapped son. And I've said, my piece about that before several times. 35, Scottish physicist Robert Watson Watt received a British patent for radio detection and range. Yeah. 37, Svenska Aeroplan Aktibologist Saab was founded in Trollhättan, Sweden. So the car company,
that's
Saab.
the car, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Now, what's really interesting is, many others, what is it, BMW? Their logo is supposed to be an airplane propeller or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at Saab, they're straight up an airplane right there. You see that?
Yeah.
So, and I wonder if that's it's still just Saab out. Oh, here's their logos over the years. Come on, load. I want to showcase this. This looks awesome. Let's see here. Look at that. So, Vabis from 1891 to 1900, and then this, then that, Saab, and then they're this thing, and then Saab, and then they have the airplanes. Now it's just Saab. Like, the airplane is completely gone. But man, they went through a lot of different
Well, if that last one, that's terrible. Is that really a logo right there?
Oh, you want to see
that light gray thing?
Oh, you want to see something terrible? Look at that. Does this look familiar?
Kia.
Yeah. I didn't even know what this was until I looked it up. It looked like one of those, like, kit cars or something, but I was seeing them everywhere. I'm like, what is that? I thought there was like a whole like thing going on over kit cars. No, that's a Kia. Wow. You want to talk about bad branding? Like, I didn't even know that it was a Kia. Yeah, that's terrible. 1942, USS Hornet with Jimmy Doolittle's B-25 just departed from San Francisco. Does that sound familiar?
Jimmy Doolittle. Well, he was the guy on the aircraft carrier that sent the planes.
Yes, the B-52s.
They ended up ditching in China.
Yes. This is
it.
it.
That's
a photo of it right there.
Okay.
With the bombers right there. Like
but they departed from San Francisco?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought it would have been San Diego or... Anyways.
Okay. I don't. Well, apparently San Francisco.
Hawaii, I guess, is where I really would have thought of it.
Well, Hawaii was dealing with something else.
Yeah.
So... 1945, diplomatic relations between the Soviet Union and Brazil were established. Loons time, 1947, 1 year after, though. Carlo Terran's Il Diamante della Profeta premiered in Rome. No idea what that is. 1951, U.S. General Dwight D. Eisenhower assumed the command of NATO as the first Supreme Allied Commander of Europe in SACEUR. Supreme Allied Commander of Europe, SACEUR.
Yeah.
All right. 54, Ed Wood's cult classic film Glenda or Glenda was initially screened as I Changed My Sex, premiering in San Francisco, California.
Wow.
Some more San Francisco stuff. Of course, something like that would happen in San Francisco. That was how they are today. 1954, plans to build Disneyland were first announced. See January 26th. I guess that's old style or something. So... 54 as well, a 19-month-old infant was swept up in the ocean tides at Hermosa Beach, California. Local photographer John L. Gaunt took a picture of the incident, later to win the 1955 Pulitzer Prize for his Tragedy by the Sea. And I have right here. That's absolutely terrible. Well, I never want to feel such things, like losing a child like that. 56, soap operas As the World Turns and Edge of the Night premiered on CBS. Those two soaps became the first daytime dramas to debut in the 30-minute format. With room, of course, for commercials.
Of course.
58, wind speed reached a record 450 kilometers per hour in a tornado in Wichita Falls, Texas. That's fast. 1960, Cuba bought oil from the USSR. This was removed from primary source for some reason. Kind of reminds me with what's going on in Cuba right now. We allowed one ship of oil in. Whoop-de-doo.
I think there's a consortium working to get Canada, Mexico, a number of different, and somehow they're trying to pierce our blockade.
Oh wait, so Canada and Mexico are against us? They're not.
Well, they're trying to get oil to them and supply them. They're dying there.
So are we going to go to war with Canada and Mexico over that? No. I don't know. 1962, Eye of the Needle, a revolving restaurant opened atop the Space Needle at the Century 21 exhibition, the World's Fair in Seattle, Washington. Designed by architect John Graham Jr. And I wonder if it's still there today.
Oh, it is.
Like, is it still functioning? Does it still spin? Like,
I have no idea with that, but it's still there.
I'd love to check it out. If
what's it called again? The
Eye of the Needle. Oh, yeah. 62. The first official panda crossing was opened outside Waterloo Station in London. Now this took time because I remember looking into this and everything. This is what a panda crossing is. It's black and white stripes.
Oh.
Panda.
Yeah.
But specifically, it looks like it's like consummated V's or something.
Oh.
So it's not like bars.
Yeah.
If you look, they're they're like triangles, very tall triangles. What else have we got here? 1963, Explorer 17 attained Earth orbit at 254 out of 914 kilometers. I don't know what that means. 63, USSR launched Luna 4, missed the moon by 8,500 kilometers. Whoops. 64 as well, the Soviet Union launched Zond 1 to Venus and no data was returned. So they're having some problems there. 65, hostile display still averter was banned in Italy. So I don't know why. 66, Soviet Union's Luna 10 became the first spacecraft to orbit the moon. Alright. So they went from 2 failures to a success on this same calendar date here. 1968, 2001, A Space Odyssey, directed by Stanley Kubrick and starring Keir Dola and Gary Lockwood, premiered at the Uptown Theater in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
68 as well, Beatles formed Python Music Limited, establishing their music publishing company. 68 as well, Chad signed an accord with the Central African Republic, creating the Union of Central African States, it looks like. Two different sources say two different things, but I wonder if it's the same thing, just said different ways. Strange. 1969, Toronto center Forbes Kennedy set a Stanley Cup playoff record for most penalties in one game, with 8 as the Maple Leafs crashed 10-0 at the Bruins in Boston, Boston's first NHL playoff victory in 10 years.
Oh.
Wow. So that's still the record, though. 1970, 2 men began the ascent of south face of Annapurna 1, the highest final stage in a wall climb in the world. Wow. Well, I wonder if they made it. 72, New York Mets manager Gil Hodges collapsed just minutes after completing a round of golf in West Palm Beach, Florida, and died of a heart attack.
Oh, man.
Wow, that's terrible.
Yeah, Gil Hodges.
Gee.
Saw him play.
Oh, wow.
The Dodgers.
72 as well, actor Charlie Chaplin returned to the United States for the first time since being labeled a communist during the Red Scare in the early 1950s. Well, no,
Yeah.
like, you know.
Yeah, he was blackballed.
Yeah. Like, but he was not a communist. Like, he had the mustache. That's an anti-communist mustache. You know?
What?
Well, because the other person who had that mustache was a very, you know, did not like the communist type
True.
of guy. So.
He was a big fascist guy.
Yeah. But, you know, he wasn't that bad with his art, though. I mean, you know, better than anything I can paint, that's for sure. So,
His art?
yeah.
I haven't seen any of his art.
Well, I mean, like, you know, back in the early 1900s, an Austrian painter was denied from art school. One thing led to another, and the United States of America dropped 2 nuclear bombs on the sovereign nation of Japan, as said by Brian Regan.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
1973, CBS radio began on the hour news, 24 hours a day. There we go. 73 as well, ITT admitted to asking CIA to influence Chilean presidential election. That's not good. What's ITT? The International Trade Team or something? Oh,
I don't know.
I'm gonna do a surface level scratch of that article really quick. Let's see here. We still have CIA TT plans. They attempted to influence the Chilean presidential election by offering $1 million to the CIA to prevent Salvador Allende from taking office. But who's ITT?
I don't know.
Okay, ITT is it's not telling me though what the actual ITT is. Let's see here. International Telephone and Telegraph Corporation. Oh.
Oh, okay. So it is. I thought it sounded like that, but I know there's got to be something else.
Okay. So isn't that like affiliated with AT&T? Well, no, this is international. So
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, what else do we got here? 1973, launch of the LexisNexis computerized legal research service. Sounds terrifying. 75, Vietnam War, thousands of civilian refugees fled from the Quang Ngai province in front of advancing North Vietnamese troops. 76 as well, Portuguese constitution was assumed. The constitution of the Portuguese Republic was approved to take effect at the end of the month. 76, Prince Norodom Sihanouk resigned as leader of Cambodia and was placed under house arrest. So it sounds like he didn't resign willingly. 77, Fleetwood Mac's Rumors album went to number 1 and stayed atop the charts for 31 weeks.
Yeah, great album.
77 as well, Montreal Canadiens routs the Washington Capitals 11-0 at the Montreal Forum to set an NHL record of 34 straight home games without a loss. Wow. I wonder if that's still the record today. 78, Czech tennis star Martina Navratilova won her first WTA Tour Championship, defeating Yvonne Goolagong Crowley in Australia 7-6, 6-4 at Oakland Coliseum Arena.
Good with the names. And Navratilova is a toughie.
Yeah, it is. And with her and good old Goolagong.
Yeah.
So, sounds like somebody's dipping one of those like the Chinese gongs in like in gak or something. It's Goolagong. So, 78, Georges de Mestrel's patent for velvet-type fabric expiring, putting Velcro in the open market.
Ah.
Yeah, Velcro by another name, velvet-type fabric. 78, a TV show Dallas starring Larry Hagman and Barbara Bell Geddes premiered on CBS as a 5-week miniseries. The rating success led to a 13-year run.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Who shot JR?
Yeah. 79, the Soviet biowarfare laboratory at Svrlyansk accidentally released airborne anthrax spores, killing 66 people and an unknown amount of livestock. Yikes.
Grief.
Yeah. In his first full season in the NHL in 1980, Wayne Gretzky scored for Edmonton in a 1-1 tie with Minnesota North Stars to become the youngest player to reach 50 goals at 19 years and 2 months of age.
Wow.
He is a great one. 80 as well, Montreal right wing Guy Lafleur scored twice to become the first player in NHL history to record 6 straight 50-goal seasons as the Canucks defeated the Red Wings 7-2 at Detroit. So we have 2 hockey stuff, right there back to back. 2 legends right there. Well, we have Wayne Gretzky, ice hockey great, and then NHL legend Guy Lafleur. 1980, United States President Jimmy Carter signed the Crude Oil Windfall Profits Tax Act. What is that? Does that sound familiar to you at all?
Yeah, well, no, but it's just going to be extra taxes.
Yeah.
From oil going way up or crude oil.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. Crude oil tax. I got
it covered.
I got it covered.
Behind you.
No, I know. I'm adding this link to the underbar so people can find it after the live stream. It'll be in the description here. It was enacted as part of a compromise between the Carter administration and the United States Congress over the decontrol of crude oil prices. The act was intended to recoup the revenue earned by oil producers as a result of the sharp increase in oil prices brought about by the OPEC oil embargo. And this was 1980, so this was right after, there is a massive oil shortage in 77?
Well, that's the oil embargo they're talking about. The Middle East.
Yeah, but didn't you have a glut shortly after?
I don't know how far back, how far the glut did come after that, but it was a ways.
Okay, so this is part of that whole thing.
Yeah, this is the oil embargo from the Middle East. They stopped shipping this oil. And, that's where gas lines came from and the whole bit.
All right. 1981, heavy battle between Christian militia and Syrian army in East Lebanon. 82, several thousand Argentine troops invaded and seized the Falkland Islands from the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
Didn't we speak about that the other day?
Seemed to me we did.
Pardon me. Yeah, you brought it up or something, and we were talking about some kind of short war or something, I'm not sure. 83, New York Islanders right-wing Mike Bossy scored in a 6-3 win over the Pittsburgh Penguins to become the first player in NHL history to score 60 goals in 3 consecutive seasons. Another, ice hockey great there. 85, Edmonton center Wayne Gretzky, talking about him again, set an NHL record with his 34th career hat trick as the Oilers beat the Kings 6-4 in LA. 85, the NCAA ruled committee adopted a 45-second shot clock for men's basketball to begin in the 86 season in an effort to eliminate stalling. Well, what's stalling?
You hold the ball.
Ah.
You just keep it passing it around. You don't shoot.
Yeah. Okay. 86, George Corley Wallace, governor of Democratic Alabama, announced retirement plans. Now, for some reason, because they edited it to the primary source here, Alabama Governor George Corley Wallace announced his retirement plans. So, that sounds like a nothing article, but from the other source, it says here, Alabama Governor George Wallace, a former segregationalist best known for the stand in the schoolhouse door, announced that he will not seek a 5th 4-year term and will retire from public life upon the end of this term in January of 1987. Why? There's so much stuff in there that was not even hinted at. Shame on you, primary source.
Yeah.
This guy needs to be dragged through the mud.
He is horrible.
And
he ran for president, and he was shot and ended up in a wheelchair.
But I mean, you think this source for being such a leftist liberal source would shout from the rooftops if any injustice is done against black people, but then again, where's the clan from? The same people. So now things are making sense. 86, NCAA Basketball Rules Committee voted to adopt the three-point shot beginning the 1986-87 season, setting college distance at 19 feet 9 inches compared to 21 feet in the NBA.
Yeah.
86 as well, New York City Mayor Ed Koch signed and brought the gay rights bill into effect. All right.
Ed Koch.
Koch. Okay.
He's a nut.
Yeah. We also have Paul Coffey of the Edmonton Oilers scored his 47th and 48th goals of the season in an 8-4 win over the Vancouver Canucks to break Bobby Orr's NHL record for most goals by a defenseman. They don't usually make goals.
No.
They're defensemen.
It's their defenseman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was time. 87.
Hey.
IBM introduced the PS2 and OS2 personal computers. All right. 1989, Calgary Flames right-wing Joe Mullen set new NHL record for most points in a season by a U.S.-born player with a goal and 2 assists in a 4-2 win over Edmonton Oilers, giving him 110 points. Okay. There seems to be like a record for every little, thing,
do.
It's
Yeah.
89, Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev arrived in Havana, Cuba to meet with Fidel Castro in an attempt to mend strained relations. 91, Rotterdam Daily Newspaper, Rotterdam's Dagblad, what a name, began publishing. Rita Johnson became the first female premier of a Canadian province when she succeeded William Vander Salm, who had resigned as premier of British Columbia. All right, so you got a
British Columbia.
yeah.
That's my neck of the woods.
Yep. 365 days later, Edith Crescent, France's first female prime minister, resigned. I wonder if she did a good job. 92, mafia boss John Gotti was found guilty of 5 murders. Those of Paul Castellano, Thomas Bilotti, Robert Di Bernardero, Liborio Milito, and Louis De Bono, plus conspiracy to murder, loan sharking, illegal gambling, obstruction of justice, bribery, and tax evasion. This guy is screwed. 1993, the first test flight of a Fokker 70 happened in southern Netherlands in Amsterdam. Let's take a look at that. Fokker 70. Let's see here. Images. Let's see. Oh, okay. I was expecting a propeller plane, man. We got a jet. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that. They have the brakes. You see that? This folds up and everything.
Yeah.
It makes brakes.
Resistance.
Yep. 93, Cleveland Cavaliers guard Mark Pierce had his consecutive free throw streak end at 77 during a 114-113 loss at Charlotte, falls one short of Calvin Murphy's NBA record of 78 straight free throws.
Oh man!
Wow.
They lost by a point.
What a heartbreak. So
had he made that, it would have been tied.
yeah, and he at least would have gotten the record. Well, yeah, he would have
tied the record.
Yeah, would have tied the record. 95, longest strike in American Major League sports history, 232 days, ended as MLB owners accepted players' offer to return to work without a contract. MLB was the first major pro sports league to lose an entire postseason due to labor struggles. Wow. I kind of remember that a little bit. You're always going on about, oh, stupid NBA. Like, 95 as well, in North and Western Colorado began using new area code of 970. New York Police Department and New York Transit Police merged into one organization, so that makes sense. 95 as well, 970 area code was established in North and Western Colorado. Okay. I never know who's watching these shows, so give out shout outs to things here and there. 96, Detroit Tigers slugger Cecil Fielder stole first base in 1,097th career game, a 10-6 win at Minnesota Twins, longest duration in MLB history without a stolen base. So in 1,097 games, he never stole a base until then. So that's a record.
Yeah.
So an incredible record. 96, Sri Lanka cricket.
Hold on. How do you steal first base?
You just go for it. Well, no,
he can't steal first base.
He stole his first base.
Oh, okay.
He didn't steal first base. This is the first base he's ever stolen in his career. Thus the record.
I was putting it as his first was to steal
no,
first base.
He stole his first base.
Yeah.
No, not
Gotcha.
first base.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, now we can move on.
Yeah. 96. Are you sure you want to move on? Sri Lankan cricket batsman Shana Jayasuriya hit century in 48 balls, 134 off 65, and 34-run win over Pakistan and Singapore, world ODI record. 96 as well. Vancouver Grizzlies defeated Minnesota Timberwolves 105-103 at General Motors Place Arena to end their NBA single season record in a 23-game consecutive loss streak. Good. 2000, Adam Gilchrist took his 10th catch in the third cricket test against New Zealand in Hamilton to create an Australian record for dismissals by a wicketkeeper. Australia won by 6 wickets for 3-0 series sweep. We also have Atlanta center Ray Ferraro scored a goal and added 2 assists to the Thrashers in an NHL record 17-game home winless streak, 0-15-2, with a 5-4 win over the visiting New York Islanders. 2001. New York Yankees pitcher Roger Clemens became a American League all-time strikeout leader, recording his 3,509th K and a 7-3 victory over the Kansas City Royals. Walter Johnson, previous record at 3,508 Ks. What's a K? Like a strikeout? Okay. We also have Seattle outfielder Ichiro Suzuki has 2 hits and became the first Japanese position player to play in a regular season MLB game as Mariners beat Oakland A's 5-4 at Safeco Field. There's a lot of sports stuff going on happening today. 2002, Israeli forces surrounded the Church of the Nativity in Bethlehem, into which armed Palestinians had retreated. A siege ensued. And the other source said it's targeting suspected Palestinian militants. 2003, at 27 years, 249 days, Texas Rangers infielder Alex Rodriguez became the youngest MLB player to hit 300 home runs. Homers off Ramon Ortiz in a 5th inning of a 11-5 loss to the Angels in Anaheim. Well, I mean, you're going up against the Angels, of course you're going to lose. 2004, Islamist terrorists involved in the March 11th, 2004 Madrid attacks attempted to bomb the Spanish high-speed train AVE near Madrid. Their attack, though, was thwarted. Good.
Yeah.
2005, Bubba Stewart became the first black Canadian to win a major motor sports event when he took out the Monster Energy AMA Supercross Championship event in Irving, Texas. Cool. We also have Newcastle United teammates Kieran Dreyer and Lee Bowyer were sent off for fighting each other in a 3-0 home defeat to the EPL rivals Aston Villa at St. James Park. So teammates fighting their own teammates. Probably out of frustration because they lost. 2006, over 60 tornadoes broke out in the United States. The hardest hit was Tennessee with 29 people killed and 348 injuries. Yikes. 2013, 13 children were killed in a fire in a mosque in Yangon, Burma, and then 13 people were killed in a quarry accident in Arusha, Tanzania. I put those in there because they both were 2013, and there was 13 people. Well, 13 children and then 13 people. 13. So many 13s happening. That's weird. We also have 7 people were killed in an attack on a power plant in Peshawar, Pakistan. Who attacks a power plant?
Well, that's crucial infrastructure. Are you kidding me?
Absolutely, but I mean, true. I mean, I'm just thinking, if it's a war area, it wouldn't be a functioning power plant, So.
Well, yes. Obviously, it is though.
Yeah. 2013, 9 mutilated bodies were found in an SUV in Tamaulipas, Mexico. Yeah, it must have been the cartel stuff. Eurozone unemployment reached a high of 12%.
What did?
Eurozone. So across Europe, 12% unemployment. Those are the people getting recorded. Yeah. The UN General Assembly approved the first arms trade treaty, and don't forget, we're still in 2013, so this is all happening in the same year. Yeah. And in Uruguay, passed legislation to legalize same-sex marriage. Great. Finally, moving on up into 2014, a spree shooting occurred at the Fort Hood Army Base in Texas, with 4 dead, including the gunman, and 16 others injured. Yeah, I remember that too. 2015, at least 140 to 148 people were killed after gunmen attacked Garissa University College, Kenya, with 79 others wounded. University College.
Jeez.
I mean, that's
in Kenya.
Kenya, yeah. and we think our shootings are bad. 140 to 148 people killed. You know? 2015, 4 men stole items worth up to 200 million British pounds from an underground safe deposit facility in London's Hatton Garden area in what has been called the largest burglary in English legal history. Yay. 2019, Algerian President Abdelaziz Bouteflika, at the age of 82, resigned after 20 years in office after widespread protests over running for another term. You know, 82, you gotta pack it in. 2019, Canada is warming at twice the speed of the rest of the world, according to a federal report, increasing 2.3% in northern Canada. That's kind
Why is Canada increasing warmer faster than the rest of the world?
I don't know.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't know.
That's weird.
All of this climate change mumbo jumbo is just that giant pile of baloney. We also have Lori Lightfoot was elected the first female black stadium mayor of Chicago.
She's an idiot.
Wasn't she the criminal?
No, she wasn't a criminal.
Like, wasn't she like a slumlord or something, or is that somebody else?
That's somebody else.
Oh, okay. So yeah, no, I've seen her and there's so much corruption, so much awful stuff. It's this individual, like, she looks like a freaking toad, dude. Like, she looks like something out of Beetlejuice. Like, I don't want to shit on her, but seriously, like, yikes. We also have in 2019 as well, NASA stated it wanted to send astronauts to Mars by 2033 and land on the moon again in 2024. So remember I was talking with you about how I had no hope for Artemis, and then it launched yesterday?
Yeah.
So, and like,
but they're not landing on the moon, they're just going around it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think they have a landing in 28.
Okay.
That's my understanding anyway.
I thought this was the one that was
I thought it was too.
going to land on it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought it was too. Then I found.
So we're doing the same thing as we did last time. We sent one or two. Pardon me, because like Apollo 11 was the first one to actually land. But all the ones beforehand, there was all tests, to break the atmosphere, to get there, to go around, to see if it's all feasible. So this is just very much like I think Apollo 9 and 10 was just there to go around to see, and what 13 ultimately became, unfortunately, because of their screw up.
Yeah.
But by then, like, they would have, they were ready to land on the moon. They had landed on the moon. 2019. What do we got here? OKC guard Russell Westbrook became second player in NBA history to have 20-plus points, rebounds, and assists in a game. Recorded 20-20-21 in 119-103 win over LA Lakers. I wonder who the first one was. 2020, Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro downplayed the Kung Flu pandemic, saying it is not as, quote, it is not all it's being made out to be, end quote. 100% right. And the overwhelming vast majority of all the deaths from that virus, they just, if they found the trace in the body, like, doesn't matter if you were shot or ran over or died of something else, if you had a trace of it, they marked it as that. It was a giant lie. What else do we got here? 2020, new study showed Western Antarctica once swampy with temperate forests 93 to 83 million years ago during Cretaceous period, according to Alfred Wagner Institute. All right. The number of Kung Flu cases worldwide passed 1 million, with 1,002,159 cases and 51,485 deaths reported, according to Johns Hopkins University. A record 6.6 million U.S. citizens filed claims for unemployment in the last week, according to the U.S. Department of Labor. 10 million over 2 weeks. This was back in 2020. We also have new studies suggest the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs 66 million years ago created South America's tropical rainforest. All right. 2021, a Capitol police officer was killed and another injured when an when an attacker rammed his car into a barricade outside the U.S. Capitol. I kind of remember that a little bit. What the hell is it? 2012. I think it's supposed to be 2022 here. 2022, Ukraine liberated the entire Kiev region from retreating Russian forces. All right. 2023, footage of deepest living fish ever recorded, the Snailfish, was released, caught on camera at depth of 27,349 feet. That's over 5 miles. 8,336 meters in the Izu Agasara Trench, south of Japan. I'm going to image search this really quick. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm kind of scratching my throat.
Yeah, same here, actually. This is an image of that fish. So, looks
no color.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
there is no color down there. So. What else do we got here? 2023, Lake Tulare, once the largest body of water west of the Mississippi, reemerged after a series of storms in California's Central Valley to cover 160 square miles.
Yeah.
Is it still, like, submerged and all that stuff?
Well, it would have been what?
Drink some water.
I'm fine.
Okay.
It would have been receded by now, but I don't know if it's still there or not.
Okay. I just remember, like, a lot of farmland was underwater and everything for a while.
That was a huge lake.
Yeah. 2024, Bassirou Diomaye Faye took office as president of Senegal and Africa's youngest elected president at 44. And there are 141 more billionaires in the world in 2024, 2,781 in total according to Forbes, including Taylor Swift for the first time. Okay. The Nintendo Switch 2's information, including release date, will be revealed on Nintendo Direct. Was it? I don't know. I don't care. Powerful spring storms in 2025 began crossing the U.S. Midwest and Mid-South, killing at least 23 people in Kentucky, Arkansas, Tennessee, and Missouri. And then we have, last but not least, U.S. President Donald Trump announced Liberation Day, unveiling wide-ranging tariffs in foreign countries importing into the U.S., including 34% on China, 20% for the European Union, and just sweeping worldwide tariffs.
Yeah.
That'd be great, Like, who was that president who was called the Tariff King?
I don't know.
Like
Trump?
No, before him. Like, wasn't there a president called the Tariff King? Like, we used to run off tariffs back in the day.
Oh, that's the only income they had at one time, but I don't know who would the Tariff King be. I never heard that before.
Now, I'm going to look that up here really quick. U.S. President Tariff.
Before there was personal income tax.
Yeah. McKinley. Okay, McKinley tariff. Yeah.
Didn't know that.
So I think it might have been McKinley there. Anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar in the description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but unlimited to all things Omni Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis, and we can only bring you a portion of two sources this past 52 minutes. That's just, part of that. This all happened on this calendar date throughout all the time. Like, this is a lot of history. It is up to you to find the artifacts of our history, but only if each individual reaches out with and for open mindfulness, with a yearn to learn, to see outside what you think you know, to grow and find enlightenment. We have to find common ground with those who see their opinions differently from our own and find a better way to be better to one another. For your dose of Past Events Daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. Please check the underbar in the description. For all of you and all of us, I am AO Xander.
Golden Loon.
And you are you. And until you catch us next time, whenever it is, wherever it is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection. Rate 5 thumbs and subscribe. Toodles! There's a thing. Yeah.